Let me ask you something. Who in your life is holding you back right now? Who's draining your energy, making you doubt yourself, keeping you stuck in the same cycle? You know exactly who I'm talking about. And yet you hesitate, you make excuses, you wait for the right moment to walk away. But listen to me. Waiting is costing you everything. You don't owe an explanation. You don't owe another chance. The moment you recognize that someone is toxic to your growth, you cut them off. No warning, no hesitation, because your future depends on your ability to let them go. Your energy is the foundation of everything you do. It determines how you show up, how you think, and how you perform. The people around you either add to that energy or drain it. There is no in between. Think about this. Every single interaction you have is an exchange of energy. Some people leave you feeling charged, inspired, and ready to take on the world. Others leave you feeling exhausted, doubting yourself, and stuck in the same patterns. Here's the truth. Your energy is your most valuable asset, and if you're not protecting it, you're giving away your power. People talk about money, time, and resources, but what about the energy that fuels your decisions? If someone takes away your motivation, if they constantly bring negativity, if they make you question your potential, then they are costing you far more than you realize. It's not just about how much time you spend with them, it's about how much of yourself you lose in their presence. Think about the most successful, fulfilled, and driven people you know. Do you think they surround themselves with people who doubt them, who bring constant problems with no solutions, who drain their focus with negativity? No, they are intentional with their energy. They invest it in relationships that support their vision, that challenge them to grow, that inspire them to become better. Too many people hold on to toxic relationships out of guilt, obligation, or fear of being alone. But let me ask you this. How much of your potential are you willing to sacrifice just to keep the wrong people around? Because that's the trade-off. Every time you allow negativity to infiltrate your space, you are choosing to slow down your own growth. Every time you entertain conversations that drain you, you are giving away energy that could have been used to move forward. Cutting people off isn't about being heartless. It's about being strategic with your life. It's about recognizing that your energy is non-refundable, and once it's gone, you don't get it back. When you protect your energy, you create space for the right people to come in. You open yourself up to environments that lift you up instead of weigh you down. You start to attract relationships that match your ambition, your mindset, and your values. But none of this happens if you continue allowing the wrong people access to your mind and emotions. Your future depends on your ability to guard your energy fiercely. The next time you feel drained after an interaction, pay attention. That's not a coincidence, it's a sign. And the sooner you start honoring your energy, the sooner you step into the life you're meant to live. Loyalty is often seen as one of the most admirable qualities a person can have. We are taught from a young age to stand by those we care about, to be there through thick and thin, and to never turn our backs on the people who have been part of our journey. But what happens when loyalty starts to cost you more than it gives? What happens when the very people you're loyal to are the ones holding you back, draining your energy, or keeping you from evolving into the person you're meant to be? The truth is, loyalty should never come at the expense of your growth. Just because someone has been in your life for years doesn't mean they are meant to be there forever. Just because you have history with someone doesn't mean you owe them your future. And just because you once connected with someone doesn't mean you have to hold on to them if they no longer align with the direction you're going. The biggest mistake people make is assuming that cutting someone off is an act of betrayal. It's not. The real betrayal is betraying yourself by staying in relationships that stunt your progress, keep you in a negative mindset, or make you question your own worth. There are people in your life right now who don't support your vision, who don't believe in your goals, and who don't encourage your success. Maybe they don't do it intentionally. Maybe they're just comfortable with the version of you that benefits them, the version of you that doesn't challenge their own comfort zone. But let's be clear. Your loyalty should be to your potential, your dreams, your peace of mind. Not to people who make you doubt yourself, not to those who take more than they give, not to relationships that have expired but continue to linger because you're afraid of letting go. If someone is no longer serving your journey, if they are no longer pushing you forward or helping you grow, then keeping them around out of loyalty is nothing more than self-sabotage. It's not easy, it's not always comfortable, you will question yourself, you will wonder if you're making the right decision, but here's what you need to understand. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you make space for what does. You open the door for new opportunities, new relationships, and new energy that align with the person you are becoming. Growth requires letting go. It requires being willing to walk away from what feels familiar but is no longer fulfilling. You do not owe anyone an explanation for choosing yourself. You do not need permission to outgrow people who refuse to grow with you. The sooner you understand that loyalty should never be blind, the sooner you will realize that protecting your peace is not selfish, it's necessary. Hesitation is the silent killer of progress. The longer you wait to make a necessary change, the deeper you sink into a cycle that keeps you stuck. The problem isn't that you don't know what to do, it's that you're waiting for the right time to do it. But here's the truth. The right time is now. When you recognize that someone is draining your energy, slowing down your growth, or holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself, you don't need to wait for the perfect moment to take action. You don't need to gather more evidence, have one last conversation, or hope that they will change. The moment you see it, the moment you feel it, you already know what needs to be done. The problem is most people hesitate because they're afraid of confrontation, afraid of hurting someone's feelings, afraid of feeling guilty for walking away. But what's the alternative? Stay stuck in the same cycle for another year, another 5 years, another decade? That hesitation is costing you something far more valuable than temporary discomfort. It's costing you your potential. People often believe that if they just wait a little longer, things will work themselves out. But waiting doesn't change anything, action does. When you know that someone is toxic for you, when you see the negative impact they have on your mindset, your confidence, and your future, you have two choices. Act immediately or keep suffering. Every second you delay, you are making a choice, whether you realize it or not. You are choosing to stay in an environment that is limiting you rather than stepping into one that empowers you. Cutting someone off doesn't require a big speech. You don't need to sit them down and explain every reason why they're no longer welcome in your life. You don't need to justify your decision, because the moment you start explaining yourself, you give them an opportunity to talk you out of it. You allow them to manipulate your emotions, to make you feel guilty, to convince you to stay in a situation that is no longer serving you. But that's why you must move with certainty. No second guessing, no overthinking, just action. The most powerful transformations happen when you decide and execute immediately. Imagine where you could be 6 months from now if you stopped hesitating and started making decisions that align with your highest potential. Imagine the weight that would be lifted off your shoulders if you stopped allowing the wrong people to take up space in your life. Imagine how fast you could grow if you removed every distraction, every source of negativity, every person who doesn't believe in your vision. The moment you take action, you will feel the difference. Your energy will shift, your focus will sharpen, your motivation will return, because when you cut off what's been holding you back, you free yourself to move forward. And when you move forward without hesitation, that's when real transformation begins. Growth is a process of transformation, and transformation requires removal just as much as it requires addition. Too many people focus on what they need to gain, more knowledge, more skills, more opportunities, without realizing that letting go is just as important. You cannot elevate to the next level of your life while holding on to people, habits, and environments that keep you rooted in the past. Look at nature. A tree doesn't grow stronger by holding on to dead branches. It grows by shedding what no longer serves it, allowing new branches to flourish. In the same way, your personal growth depends on your ability to prune the things and people that are stunting your progress. It's not about being harsh or unkind. It's about being intentional with what you allow in your space. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that they can keep everyone in their life while also evolving into the best version of themselves. But that's not how growth works. When you start to change, you will notice that not everyone will change with you. Some people will resist your growth. They will try to pull you back into old habits, old conversations, old patterns, not because they are bad people, but because your growth makes them uncomfortable. It forces them to reflect on their own stagnation, and rather than rise with you, they will try to bring you back down. This is where you have to make a choice. You can either hold on to what's familiar and stay the same, or you can be courageous enough to let go and step into something greater. The reality is, you cannot take everyone with you. Not everyone is meant to be part of your next chapter. Some people are only supposed to be in your life for a season, and trying to force them into your future will only slow you down. The most successful people understand this. They don't hesitate to remove themselves from relationships that no longer align with their vision. They don't feel guilty for prioritizing their growth. They don't apologize for choosing environments that challenge and inspire them. And that's exactly what you must do if you want to evolve. If a relationship is not adding to your life, it is subtracting from it. If someone is not lifting you up, they are weighing you down. And if you feel drained, uninspired, or stuck every time you interact with them, that is your sign it's time to let them go. This process won't always be easy. Letting go can be uncomfortable, but comfort is the enemy of growth. The sooner you remove what no longer serves you, the sooner you create space for new opportunities, new relationships, and new energy that align with your future. Growth requires pruning. And if you truly want to reach your highest potential, you must have the strength to cut off anything that no longer belongs in your life.